I would like to reduce my family expenses on footwear, you are at the right place. I would love to actually build a new stream of income. You are at the right place. I want to upgrade my shoemaking skill. You are at the right place. I don't even have an idea, but I believe with this I should be able to learn. You are at the right place. My name is Ojurele Mojibola and I am your shoemaking made easy tutor. All we do on this channel is make shoemaking easy and simple for you. We ignite your passion for creativity and we help you on a journey to actually build new stream of income, reduce family expenses on footwear, and of course build your confidence when it comes to your shoemaking. So today, I need you to sit back and I am going to be taking you on another journey of a pattern cutting. Sit back and I'm gonna be right there. Alright, the first thing I am going to actually be analyzing when it comes to this particular design is this middle part. I know so many times this could be one of the major parts of the design that we may not understand what length to use. Of course, before I go into that, let me quickly show you on the foot. Let's assume you are creating this at the comfort of your home and then you do not have a shoe last. Let me show you with your foot where and where to measure. Yes, now I want us to look critically at this foot. Now I'm using a foot as an example because I want you to be able to interpret what I am actually explaining. Now with this particular video, you can actually create amazing designs. Now the first step you want to actually take cognizance of is where will I measure? Let's assume you are making it from the comfort of your home. Where will I measure? Now I want you to know that your measurements will be starting from here. Can you see that part of the foot? That is where your measurement is going to be starting. Especially for that particular design we are actually learning how to create. And you will make it stop here. It's going to stop here. So I want you to know that the distance between this place and this place, you see that distance between here and here, this particular distance, is going to be the length of that middle part. That is going to be the length. Now, for the width of that middle part, it solely depends on you. According to the design we have there, according to that our particular pattern, you'll find out that this particular part of the middle part, please don't forget we are trying to analyze the middle part, the length as well as the width. Now, for that particular size, that size looks like size 42, like size 42 upward. You can actually decide to make this part of it, this side, you can make it as wide as this. I hope you are getting it. You can see it's almost by the side. Of course, it's not going to be by the side, of your big toe, but it could end up being in between is and somewhere around here. You understand what I'm trying to say? And on this other part, it will be a bit wider. So in such a way that it will have a slant look like this. Did you understand? It will have that slant look. You understand? It's supposed to stop on this line, on the green line. So what it means is that you can actually decide to actually make use of this side as, let's say, like 5 centimeter. If you are working with size 42, 46, 45, 44, and you can decide to make it smaller. It doesn't have to, there's no one-way traffic to it. It depends on the look you want it to have. So if this side, let's say this is 4, for example, let's use this part as 4. Then this other side, we are going to actually use 6. Make sure the difference between the two widths is actually like 2 centimeter or 1.5, which means if the upper part is like 2, then this other side you can make it 4, or you decide to make it 3.5 so that it will look more like a trapezium. You understand? So all you do is curve this side, curve this side, curve this side, and curve this side so that it looks like, it looks exactly like what you want. I need you to know that if you are actually using a shoe last, you are also going to position it that way. Make sure that where your shoe last is cut opened. I mean, most of our sandal shoe last has an opening, in between the big toe and the next one. So place it at that same pot. Like this is where your cut stop. Measure like 1 centimeter upwards, then measure from there, measure that length from there. Of course, you will not totally reach the instep because your instep is around here. That design is not at the instep, so please, you need to be careful with that. So it stopped around here. It stopped around there. So you know your measurement is now going to be taken from here in case you are using a shoulders. So I believe with this you should be able to understand, and I would like to recommend a video for you. There's a video that I will be placing at the end of this particular tutorial. I have already explained there how you can understand the width. When you see width of design, you will be able to understand it. So let's go right back into our design. I'm so sure now you know exactly where to measure, and with that in mind you can go ahead and measure what length to use. That is the first step when it comes to this particular double strap design. Now when you know this particular length, it will guide you on what to use as the width of the strap that will be suspended into it. So what do I mean? The first thing you want to first of all do is this. Now, if you look at the design, you'll find out that this particular part of it, there is actually, let me use a tiny one, there is actually a space here before it was being punched, before this opening here. You understand? Before the opening, there is a space here. That part, let it be between a 0.5 to 1 centimeter. That part. Ordinarily, I will always suggest that you do not make it up to 1 centimeter if it is possible, so that it will not be excessive at that point. However, it can be as much as that. What it means is that you can use a 0.5 to a 0.75 at that particular spot. So you already know that, okay, from this place, from this to this is a 0.5, the same, or is 0.75. That is the same thing that will happen here. Now the distance in between here is now left to you, because the size you are working with also will affect the kind of space you are going to be having. I mean the space in between here that you are going to be having. So let's assume you are working with size 40, for example. I think I've taught us. Go and watch my video on how to analyze design. There's a particular video I published, I think it was this year. I am going to put it at the end of this video. Go and watch it. Do the assignment I asked everyone to do in that video. It will help you to always know what the width of any design you see is. So please, I'm going to try as much as possible and put it at the end of this video. So what am I trying to say? Let's assume that this particular length, for example, I'm citing an example, is, let's say, is 20 centimeter. Now if I remove a 0.5 from here, I have 19.5. If I remove another 0.5 from this side, it means I have 19. What does that mean? Now the opening in between, I can decide to make that one 1 or 1.2. So after I have done this, let's say after I have drawn all, I have actually checked where I am going to stop for each of them, and this is what I mean. After checking this, I need to show us this. After checking this particular part, like I have punched this part as where I'm going to start my first strap. Now the width here, if I decide to actually make it, let's say 3 centimeter, like this design look more like a 3.5 to 3 centimeter width, this particular width here. So if I'm using 3.5 centimeter, now I want us to look at it. I've already taken a 0.5 on this side. If this place is 3.5, for example, what does that mean? It means I already have 4 here. Is that not it? That is 4 centimeter. Now from here to here, I don't even need to bother about it. Just come to this lower part, measure your 0.5 centimeter again. You understand? Do your 3.5, that's also 4. So it means we have 4 and 4 like this. This place to this place, they are both 4. To this side too, let me try to use another marker. I think I need something that will be bright. So this is 4 to the edge. Don't forget 3.5 then is 0.5. So let's say this is 4, this is 4. So what does that mean? Don't forget that I just used 20 centimeter as an example, and 20 centimeter is quite much. But however, let's say we are actually having just 10 centimeter length when we measured it. For example, this is 4. This is 4. It means the space in between here is going to be about 2 centimeter. You understand what I'm trying to say? So even if you want these straps to be 3, as in you want it to be as much as 3, you can also do the same thing. All you need to do is to divide it. Now, instead of you using 3 centimeter as the width of each of the strap, it means you have to reduce it. Let's assume we're going to be having 3 straps actually on top of this. What am I going to do? And let's say this is 12 centimeter, all is 12 centimeter, you understand, let's say it's 12, and I want to put 3 straps. What am I going to do? You are still going to follow your normal 0.5. At this point, it's still going to be 0.5. I'm just using 0.5 as a yardstick. So from here to here, it means what you have left, after you have picked is 0.5 here, 0.5 here, that is 1. It means you have 11 centimeter left. What does that mean? How do I divide my 11 centimeter into 3 and still have space in between each of the strap, like in between here and the next one? So I can decide to actually say, okay, let's say that my strap is 3 centimeter. Don't forget we have 11 centimeter now. Now let's say it's 3 centimeter. It means I'm going to be having 2 centimeter left. So it means each of the distance between each of them, I am going to be having what? Like 1 centimeter. Because after I've done 9, I've opened 9 and 3. You understand? For each strap, each of the strap, like from here to here for the first one, let me use another color. From here to here for the first one, the distance will be 1 centimeter. Now, for me to actually create the third one again, the distance also will be 1 centimeter. And with that, you have an amazing design. You understand what I'm trying to say? Coupled with the fact that I've shown us how to actually use the feet to do the proper measurements, I believe with that you should be able to create a strap. Don't forget to use the video at the end. I will put it on the screen. When you click the screen, you will be able to go directly to that video. So ensure that you check that. Now, I need you to know that when it comes to pattern cutting, it's not a one-way traffic. I do this a lot to help beginners to be able to comprehend how to analyze their design. It doesn't mean that this is the only way to actually create design, but this helps their imagination. Each time I analyze that like that, it helps them to interpret when they see similar designs, such as what you have on the screen. If you would love to actually be part of our pattern cutting class, we have a pattern cutting, course that has over 40 designs where we taught on how you can actually create footwear with and without shoeless. And I'm going to encourage you to go for that class, especially if you're a beginner or you want to upgrade your pattern cutting skill. The course is actually 7,500 naira, and immediately you make your payment, you will have access to all of the videos. They are already recorded. Go and begin to watch and begin to create. And I can bet it with you, we have had amazing results out of this class, and I believe yours also would not be an exemption. I am still your shoemaking made easy tutor, Odurole Mojibola. I would love to announce to you that, of course, our children footwear mastery class is definitely starting today, Sunday, January. Yes, we are going to be having a general meeting today, and the class will kick off tomorrow. In case you missed the class, I want you to watch out for the next one. And if you still want to join us today, please, you can actually comment. I would love to join in the comment section. Don't forget, today is January 19th, 2025. Before you'll be watching this in 2026, and you will be commenting. All right, thank you once again for joining me today. I am going to see you next time. Bye.